Hello and welcome to these few episodes of SethProdux, and I'll be now reviewing the Pecron e300 portable power station. This thing is really cool. You get to plug in cigarette adapter lighters. I think these are for light bulbs you get to plug into them, like string light bulbs. Those are of course USB plugs. This one is an input and output. And those are AC adapters, AC outlets, where you can plug things into it. Now, we're going to be looking at this later on because you can't plug in heaters unless if they're below the 600 watt max capacity. And it has wireless charging. Personally, I don't have anything that wirelessly charges, but it's still useful if you do have something. And on the side, we got a light. You got high, flash, low, high, and flashing. But now we got these things that lift up their flaps. This is where you charge your device via a wall outlet. And I got the adapter up here. Right here, it's these types, and the other type is of course your wall outlet where you would plug it into a wall. And now this other flap, I don't have anything with this. I mean, I do have like a cigarette adapter where you can plug it into your car, but these I've heard you can actually plug a solar panel into them to charge it, which is really cool. Like I said, I don't have a solar panel yet to plug into it because I didn't buy one yet, but they're at least $100 for a 100-watt solar panel. But I'm gonna show you some cool things about this thing and we'll get started. Now, to power this device on, you got two buttons. One is your AC outlet. The other one is your DC outlet. And one thing you gotta know about this thing is that these have lines across them, circling them. And those lines mean, like, the button you press, what it activates on the front panel. And you press this button, it powers on. That's your display. Right now it's at 72% because I've been using it for like my phone and my speakers and light bulbs and all that stuff, good stuff. And like I said, one thing you gotta know that when you're using the AC output is that these things have vents on them. What those vents go to is the fans. I think it only has one fan in it, but oh well, it don't matter. You just gotta make sure you're not blocking them, so it will circulate the the hot air, so it don't overheat. And we're gonna test some stuff on this thing. Firstly, we can plug in like a speaker, I guess. Let me get my adapter. This is a Type C adapter. This is a Type A right here on that end. And this thing used to light up, but it went out. It only works for like the USB part. Now I'm gonna get a speaker here. This is a low wattage speaker, but it will still work for. I mean, it works pretty good. If I can even talk today, I'm so tired. It don't really make sense today. So now it's charging. You can see the battery symbols lit up. I don't know if you can see that. And it says it's taking 3 watts out of it. What I like about it is that you have an output indicator, and it shows it's taking 3 watts. you got how much you got left on the battery, like 54 hours and 54 and 2/10 of an hour and 72%. But one thing about this thing that I didn't know for a while is that when you press this button just once, it shows the voltage on it. Now, some people don't want to know that. I mean, not want, but don't care about that. But people like me who are mechanics or electricians, you want to know that stuff so you'll know if your battery's doing good. Over time, it will drop until you charge it up again, but that we'll just leave that alone. It don't matter. Now I'll unplug this and I'll show you some other stuff that you can plug into the AC output. Let's turn this off. Turns off the screen to save the battery. Now let's turn on the AC. As you could hear that, the fan turned on. Now these reasons why the fan turns on is because there's an inverter on the inside of it, and that inverter has to be cooled down with a fan to start up the AC. Otherwise, if you don't have the inverter and you plug in electronics into the AC, it'll have very low power and probably won't even work efficiently. Now let's plug in some things. Let's scoot this battery aside. We got it over there now, and I'm going to introduce a heater. Now you got to be careful about this because heaters are not allowed on this thing unless if it's below that 600 watts. I don't know if you can see it because it's not focusing, but it says 600 watts down there. Let's plug it in. Make sure it's off. Gotta have it plugged in correctly. Now, you gotta be careful because this thing's a 1500 watt heater, not a 600. So you can run it on low, but don't run it on high. We got it on fan mode, and it says it takes 12 watts to power the fan. But if we kick it up to low, which is the heat setting, it's gonna start raising, and it's at 300, 400. It will come up to 500. Yeah, 500. 532, 541. And it does put off heat, which is really cool because it won't last long because you can already see it only lasts a third of an hour. But that's because this is a 300 watt hour battery, and it's not meant to last that long. It's just a small little battery for powering small things, like not even this heater. It's already at its limit, just about. Not 600, but 500. So we're going to power off this heater, and you get the point. It works like a battery for a heater, and it dropped down to 13 watts. Now, it does put off hot air back here because the inverter's working to put out power for the heater and the fan inside of it, And now, that's just about all I got to tell you about this thing. I don't have light bulbs, sadly, so I can't show you how those work. But one's 24 volts and 5 amps, and one's 12 volts and 5 amps. I can't really show you how they work. I mean, I know how they work, but I can't, put any light bulbs in them because I don't have light bulbs for it. But that's the point. It works. Oh, yeah, and one last thing. You press this AC power, and it will tell you how much volts your output is. So a regular outlet is 120 volts, and that matches, so that's good. And your hertz, since it's alternating current, it puts off a frequency. So, and then back to your hours of usage. We're going to show you how to charge this thing. Now, I got the cord right here, and you flip this thing up, this flap, and you gotta make sure it's upright, and it plugs in like that. Alright, we're gonna turn the battery around. so we can see it. And we're going to plug it into the wall. Now, on the other side of the screen, it shows an input for 0 watts, which it don't have an input right now because it's optimizing, and 6 watts now, so it's starting to rise. But I can't show you right now that it will be at 300 watts because that's what it charges at. But because I can't show you right now, it's because it takes forever to start raising. Like, what I mean by forever, it might take, well, I think it's starting to raise to 300. Yeah, you can see now it's at 300. Sorry for the mistakes about this, but I've not used this thing for a while yet, so alright, we're gonna unplug it and I'll show you later about this thing. Really cool. That's it. That's all I got for today about this Pecron e300 LFP portable power station, and I'll see you later on more SethProdux episodes. Bye.